Okay, so let's just look at some goodies that we have here that came with this tank. Now we have the box for the heater. I just chucked that out. We have a gravel cleaner, which is ideal for cleaning your gravel because it'll pull all the crap out of your gravel. I am not a fan of just taking good water out of the top of the tank and putting new water in is almost a waste of time. What you want to do is use a gravel cleaner and pull all the crap out of the bottom. And you'll find that when you pull all the crap out and you put nice water in, the water change is very beneficial. If you take the good water off the top and just put new water in, the water change is very debatable. This has got fake things in it. So if this starts all looking crappy after a period of time, if you take it out and throw it in the sun, the fake plants, the plastic scaping, then just put it in the sun for a day, the algae will dry up. Then turn it over, leave it in the sun for a day, the algae will dry up. Hit it with the hose, it's good as new. So that's how you redo this. In this tank also has some marine pure balls. If I'd thought about it, I could have put them in the filter because there's actually room in the filter. So when you do the filter clean, if you collect all these marine pure balls and throw them in the filter, then you don't need them in the tank. If you do have them in the tank, it's absolutely no problem because they work like a compost heap and they're just going to suck any nutrients out of the water. I would also like to put a fake plant there just to cover that cord or even shove it underneath. I'm talking to myself. So that all looks very good. Now what's in here is we have a fish net. We have a filter pad that can go in your filter or you can use that for cleaning your tank. In this case, we also have a magnet cleaner, which are very, very convenient and I very much love. We have your very important Majestic Aquarium's coffee cup. We have some Majestic Aquarium's water ager. We have some KH buffer, and I'm going to put some of that into the aquarium right now, just a little bit because the Sydney tap water has a very low KH. I'm going to add a little bit of water ager. That's going to help with removing the chlorine. We have some GH salts. Now the GH salts are going to help immune system, help body slime and stuff like that. So this one here is going to correspond to your KH test and this one's going to correspond to your GH test. I'd want these tested at least every quarter and then alter what you do governed by the test. It's got a little free goldfish coupon that you can use or not. We have included a algae phosphate block. Now, because of that tank, I would do a water change on there and throw this in there straight away. That'll help to remove phosphate. It also has an algon patches. Due to that tank, I would do a big water change and chuck that in there straight away as well. It has a extra thermometer if for some reason you want it. It has some axolotl food. That's only because obviously I've grabbed the axolotl bag. And if you ever have an axolotl, you're in business. If not, you can just slowly feed it to your fish. We have the Paul Talbot Instructional Aquarium and Pond DVD. Nobody has DVD players anymore, so these are about as useless as a Frisbee. But if you look online, Majestic Aquarium's TV on YouTube, you can see all these for free. There's your instructional aquarium and pond guide, which is this one. There's your instructional tropical aquarium guide. There's your instructional cichlid aquarium guide. There's your instructional marine aquarium guide. There's your instructional reef aquarium guide. And if there's any more, I've forgotten them over the years. I'll also make sure you watch the, if you're into saltwater, the Red Sea one is very good. And also the 8-Point Principles seminar is good. We also have some green water clearer. By all means, chuck it in there, but that's for if you have green water. Now, this is a product too that I would think about chucking in there as well. So this is called Water Cleanser, and it's you throw it in the sump down in the filter at the bottom, and it will release what's called hydrocarbon into the water, and hydrocarbon stimulates the growth of what's called OEMs, which are little very aggressive scavenging organisms and then they help to scavenge and help to reduce your algae. So that's what came in this little show bag. Now, this will be fun. So now what we've got here is some Easy Life. Easy Life is great stuff. What Easy Life does, and I'd probably chuck some of that in there as long as I wasn't medicating. Easy Life fluid filter material, basically what it does is bond in solution what you want and drop out of solution what you don't want. But the main thing Easy Life does is give the water what's called a type positive charge, which means that it's harder for type negative organisms and bacteria to grow. So it helps get your water nice and clear, and it helps to balance your water. You shake the hell out of it, tip it in the tank, it'll make the water cloudy. It's really great stuff. Now we've got some discus buffer. This is good for lowering your pH. At the moment, that tank does not need the pH lowered. Depending on what fish end up going in there, you may decide to use some to lower the pH. Now here is some acid buffer. Acid buffer and discus buffer are sort of the same thing, but acid buffer doesn't contain phosphate, so it's sort of better. Discus buffer, from my memory, is stronger. So those ones there are for lowering pH. So never do that when your KH is 0. This one has a KH of 0. I do not want to add these products when the KH is 0. I want to raise the KH up a little bit and then lower this. So in this case, we have general KH that could do that job. I want to make sure that you test GH and KH, and I want to make sure that that you never lower pH when your KH is 0. Now, we have some Melafix, which is a sort of an antibacterial type medication. We have some white spot remedy, which is when you see the fish flicking and scratching, if you see them with white spot, it wouldn't hurt to put some of this in there. But anytime you're medicating, never medicate while you're using Easy Life, because it'll remove the medication from the water, and never medicate while you're using polyfilter. So the polyfilter is not to be used if you're medicating, because it will polish the medication out of the water. Now here you have nitrite minus, probably out of date. You could probably chuck it out. Yeah, but if you felt brave, you could use it. That's to get your nitrite down, and there is a bit of nitrite in that tank. So by all means use it, but I'd be just as tempted to chuck it out because, oh no, it's not out of date yet. These products are better kept in the fridge. So I'd probably, yeah, you could use it. Now this one is an algae fix. So this here product here is mainly good if your water's going green. It's not great for the algae you see, but it's very good for the algae in the water. So, you know, by all means add a little bit if you want. But this as well, you don't add this if you're using polyfilter or Easy Life, because these are all going to get sucked out. So we've got some more white spot for some reason. We've got more broad spectrum, so that's pretty much the same as this one. You could use one of these to try and treat those tetras by all means. We have some water conditioner. We have some more good bacteria type products. Most of these products, by the way, basically do nothing, because most of these bacteria products, but anyway, just see how you go. We've got some plant tabs. Adding that to that tank would probably be a good idea. And you could test your iron level to find out where your iron's at, but that's probably a good idea. Algae exit. So by all means, you could use that if you wanted to. And I'll do a review at the end. So we've got a auto feeder. We've got some little CO2 cartridges. We've got test kits. Just remember too, if your test kits get too old, don't trust them. We've got a battery powered air pump. Star Wars figure. Yeah, well, that's important. So that's basically the long and short of it. So the main things I really wanted to see is water ager. And in this case, we've got some water ager here. We also have some water ager here. They're water agers as well. That's slow acting, that's quick. So we need to make sure we put some water ager in this tank. So if you overdose water ager stupidly, it does make your GH go up, which is not ideal. Now I'm not going to treat this tank with anything else until they figure out what fish you're going to put in it. Because if you want discus in here, I'm probably going to add a little bit of KH, and then I'm going to put some acid buffer to make the pH go down, and I'm going to add a little bit of this. But as there's a little bit of decision yet what goes in this tank, what else to add besides the water ager is going to be debatable. So when you go to buy the fish, I would recommend bringing a sample of the water down to Majestic Aquarium and bring like a video of the tank running so you can see it all running. We want to see the filter running. Open up your cupboard, show us what's in your cupboard. Show us all your bits and pieces, because it's very often I go to someone's house and they've got 5 of each different thing because they don't really know what they had, and every time they come they buy another one. So if you just get in the habit of when you come down to the shop, make me a video of the tank running, bring me a sample of water and show me your bits and pieces, and then we can slowly guide you through and make sure that your aquarium is everything that you want it to be. Basically, fish are very, very easy to look after. If for some strange reason you're finding that you're getting too much algae or something doesn't look right, you can let us know and we can come and see you for a consultation. We can do a full consultation to explain to you why your aquarium is not the way you want it. You can then take that action, or if you're too busy, we can always do it for you.